Welcome to the Extraordinary Culture Podcast. Podcast for the culture that is music, movies, sports, food, and beer. The Extraordinary Culture. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hey guys, it's Mickey Mouse's birthday.
Oh, boy.
It's Mickey Mouse's birthday. You know who else?
Oh, boy.
Who else's birthday is it?
It's ours.
We turned 1.
Congratulations.
Are you still wearing diapers?
All the time.
Oh, okay.
All the time.
Wait, like those.
It's the only
like,
way you can get
just
a lot
a
of stuff
bit.
done.
adult ones?
No, there
Okay.
depends.
Okay. That counts. That counts.
Just a bit.
Hey, we're a year old.
Yeah, man, we made it. It's been a crazy ride.
Hey, when you guys age beer,
know-
can you guys go over a year when you're aging beer?
You could go up to a couple of 2-3 years. I've done up to 4 years.
Just a cool, dry
That's
place.
because he forgot he had it.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why.
Keep it out of
back
light,
of the
man.
fridge.
Yeah.
But you could age beer depending on the alcohol content.
Uh-huh.
It has to be over 8%, and it can't be an IPA.
So you can't. How long can you age an IPA for?
IPAs are supposed to be meant to be drank and fresh, and usually about 2-3 months is the top for an IPA.
That's why Stone has those Enjoy buys.
Yeah, I mean they're unfiltered, so that they're not preserved as well.
Oh.
And they start to oxidize, so like you'll start tasting like rust in there.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So drink it quick. Drink it up, bitch.
Yeah.
Drink it fresh.
All right, guys. Well, it's November, and
To remember.
what the hell is what's today's date?
Hey, it's
what-
Mickey Mouse's birthday, man.
It's
It's
the
November
18th.
18th.
November 18th.
Yeah.
I think this is actually probably the same day we recorded last year, if I remember right. Or pretty darn close.
The 21st.
Pretty darn close.
middle, like the middle of the month.
Was it on Thanksgiving break or
I
right
looked
after?
it up. It was 21st. Is that we recorded?
Okay, so,
So that's just
Okay,
super
so
close.
a few days off.
Okay.
Suck an egg. So guys, well, we've been around for a year. What do you guys think?
I
We're
can't believe we
still
made
here.
it this year without killing each other.
We've done that for 20-something years.
the hardest part was that lousy smarch weather.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now it's been a year. Like, what? I don't know. What do you guys overall? Are you guys happy with everything? I personally am. One only small gripe, but it's really kind of out of all of our hands, which is I wish we did it more often.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
that's my only
Yeah,
complaint
I
about the
get
entire
that.
podcast.
And
We
you know
fixed
what? Yeah, I was gonna say the audio
The
issues.
audio issues. We
It's
fixed the
become so
audio
much
issues.
better.
So
Our transitions are fantastic now.
you know, I have a lot of people that listen to the podcast, clients, friends, and they all say that they feel like they're sitting right next to us, that it's just a regular casual conversation amongst a bunch of guys that are just cool with each other. And I said, you have to understand something. I've known these guys for a very long time. I said,
Yeah.
these are my oldest friends. You know, so the kind of rapport that we all have with each other, I go, yeah, it's basically like a bunch of brothers
Fantastic
sitting,
word.
sitting around talking to each other, talking a bunch of shit, and just having a good time. So it's pretty rad.
It is. And thank you to our sponsors for helping us make this 1 year.
And your sponsors would like to say you're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm sure Rico out there would do the same.
Yes, absolutely. I know. I know for a fact you would.
Hey, speaking of Rico, we did that special episode. We put out the thing that Rick did with the guys from Hey Riverside.
I hope
which I think sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
For just the voice memo recorders and everything, it came out pretty clean. It was a little low, but the quality was still clear, and that was nice.
Yeah.
Still sounds better than our first podcast.
I think so. Yeah, we've come a long way in the editing process.
And that was the first time we had used that voice recorder, so I adapted a little bit better, so it's MP3 quality and a little bit higher bit rate. So it
nice.
should sound better next time we do something like that on the road.
But that was really cool to actually do a collaboration. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it. It was with the Hey Riverside podcast. They're pretty much a calendar, but they do top fives, and they're always getting all the information out. If you're in Riverside itself, or for some really cool events in Riverside, they've got great stuff going on literally every week.
Yeah, definitely. If you're in the West End of the Inland Empire, which is like West End of Ontario, San Bernardino and Riverside counties, check it out because it's local by. And goes, you're not going to be more than an hour away from things. And they're always talking about these guys have a love for their city and just want to promote everything that goes on in their city.
Shout out to Patrick and gang raping nuns.
Oh man, and
I can see why they didn't get far with a name like that.
but you know what? And my hat's off to Patrick, man, because he brought back Spike and Mike's Sick and Twisted Festival of Animation.
Man, I'm so glad somebody did it. I'm really glad it was him.
Hey,
It
how
was-
was that?
It was a lot of fun, man. There was some of those classics. Coast No Neck Joe was there.
The first 3 episodes were No Neck Joe.
All 3 were the first were No Neck Joe. There was some newer stuff, man. There was that superhero one.
Yeah,
I think that was probably my favorite of the night.
the superhero. He kept on having to do these little tasks and stuff, like rescue stuff, like as a superhero, and he had to take a shit. And he has to do all these things, and like he's
That's a problem, man. That's like wearing a onesie.
Yeah. And it's at the point where it's like the last task is like he's got to stop a meteor from destroying the world or take the shit. And he chose poorly.
We all died.
Sounds like me
So
every day.
it was a lot of fun, man. Patrick did a great job. There was some pre-show entertainment. I didn't know there was such great, just local artists in Riverside that are doing these open mic nights. It was a lot of fun.
That's rad. Riverside does quite a few open mics, and there is a lot of people, especially that downtown area.
Yeah.
It's got tons of people out there, always putting out their stuff, everything from art to music.
Right.
One thing that I liked about the Sick and Twisted, to go back to that, is that I was expecting like younger people to be there, like oh, what's this? But it was all older people, like our age and
Good.
older.
You know
Good,
what?
I say good on
I
that.
would say it was a good mix. There was some young kids, but there was a lot of people our age. There was a lot of people older than us.
Yeah, and like there's people who goes, yeah, I was at the first one, or they had the old shirts from a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
They had like shirts from like 20 years ago. I'm like, yeah, I remember going to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing of that is that's good and bad. I mean, that's good because you had a built-in audience to do that. But then if he's going to continue, and I hope he does, then it needs to branch out to the younger kids who'll keep it going. Because I didn't know when we were going, I didn't know that it had been around that long. It's just something that I kind of stumbled upon and was
Yeah.
like, oh, wow, this is gone. So we went like for 5-6 years until they kind of, however long we did until they stopped kind of doing it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But
it was
it
kind of
needs
like
to-
a
it
coming
needs
of age thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're 18. We could go to
Let's
this
do
now.
it.
Right. I remember doing that because I think I took George after he turned 18 and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I remember the same thing with Rick. He was like, oh, you're 18. Let's go. We got to go.
Exactly.
I went to the regular festival of animation one too, the not the Sick and Twisted one, and I mean it was cool, but it wasn't the same.
But
it did not have the same vibe.
It was the same vein because I remember seeing like Monkey versus Robot
yeah.
in the Festival of Animation, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
still one of my favorite things to this days. Was it James?
Yeah,
Cole's
but part of
Chocolate?
it was that it could get kind of dirty and the crowd get a little rowdy, like the punk rock thing.
Yeah, and you know what? It wasn't as raunchy, dirty as I remember it. A lot of these were more kind of for lack of a better term, the gory kind of gross out factor.
Okay, like frog baseball.
Like the dude's got a hangnail and he tries to pull the hangnail and he ends up ripping half of his arm off, it's gonna have half his arm type stuff.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh gosh, But it was a lot of fun, and shout out to Patrick and Ralph for that. You guys did a fantastic job. They're gonna be in a documentary called Animation Outlaws that's coming out next year too,
Oh, rad.
and it's talking about like the development of Spike and Mike and how it launched a lot of careers. So be on the
That's
lookout for
awesome.
that too.
Yeah, the guy who did No Neck Joe, I believe he did either Dexter or Powerpuff Girls.
It was Jendi. No, it was Craig McCracken.
Yes.
No, he did Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
You're thinking Dexter because all those memes right now.
Because even if you look at some of the characters that were in there, they became characters in the Powerpuff Girls. They were the Gangrene Gang.
Oh, yes.
I caught that this time. I'm like, oh, it's the Gangrene Gang. So they did a lot of stuff, and they launched a lot of careers. And someone else who launched a ton of careers, Stanley.
Excelsior.
That was. I knew it was gonna happen. He's 95. He'd been in poor health for a long time. People had been abusing him, but it still hurt, man. It's still like, no, it actually happened.
Yeah, like I was telling somebody, goes like, between him and George Lucas, he kind of like gave us our childhood, everything that we wanted to aspire, all the fun stuff we did.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, like more people know who Stan Lee is than the creators of Superman, and Superman arguably is the biggest superhero there is.
Yeah, I have
when
no
did
idea
you-
who's
Even in terms of
created
Batman,
Superman.
man.
When did you first learn of Stan Lee? 'Cause let's talk about this for a sec. So everybody knows the characters. You know the characters.
Right.
But when did you first become aware of Stan Lee?
Mallrats.
Okay, that's
I'm
a good
gonna
answer.
I'm gonna go to when you read the comics, he had that column in there for so long. And he would have the column, and he'd always end it with Excelsior.
Yeah, but did you know who Stan Lee was, or was he just the the
I knew he was.
editor-in-chief?
I knew he was the guy who was doing those pieces.
Okay, so when did you start? I'm just asking. When did you start putting it together that it was
Um,
Stan Lee that created all these things?
I remember I bought the book How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, and like he was like did some of the writing and talked about it, so that's when I realized this guy's a big shot with Marvel. And I was probably in high school when I realized how big this guy was.
Okay, so it was late because
Yeah.
I'm too Stan's Soapbox. You're talking about Stan's Soapbox.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I always read that in the back of comic books. You could look at it because everybody knows I'm the DC guy. I'm the DC
Yeah,
guy. I
yeah.
totally know Marvel characters, but I'm more of a DC guy. And I was trying to think of when I kind of put together that Stan Lee was this man, and I don't think it came for a lot of people until. See, 'cause the thing about comics was that for a long time, I mean, we read it when we were kids and stuff, and everybody would say, "Oh, I read comics as a kid, whatever." But we kind of kept going, and it wasn't cool for a long time. It wasn't cool
Yeah.
for a long time.
Mhm.
I mean, it still had that stigma of like these are the nerds, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah.
Stan Lee's characters, when they started making the movies, made it mainstream. It made it okay to admit, like, I like these characters. I still like these characters.
Well, someone had said it online or in an article I read. He was the first person to give them human flaws.
Yeah, I
if you
could see
think
that.
if you think
Yeah.
about Superman, Superman doesn't
No.
have human
Yeah.
flaws.
Well, Superman was also inhuman, but
Yes,
Yeah,
but then if you think about Spider-Man, Spider-Man's getting his ass kicked. And he's worried about paying his rent.
yeah.
or he's trying to hide what he does from Aunt May.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember like in later storylines after Stan Lee had stopped writing that like Aunt May thought he was gay because he's always trying to hide something.
and going back to what you said about Mallrats, that makes total sense because that was mid '90s.
Yeah, I mean,
That would have been
I
right
grew
about
up-
the time we were all kind of like, "Oh, it's Stan Lee," we
Yeah.
figured it out.
I grew up watching X-Men, the cartoon.
Mhm.
I wasn't really into comics. I liked the cartoons. That was my association to Marvel. But yeah, it wasn't
Spider-Man
until-
and his amazing friends. That one, right?
It wasn't really until we watched Mallrats, and again, going back to how long we've all known each other. I watched it with you.
Yeah.
Mallrats
And-
94,
And then I remember
95.
around that
96.
time,
Yeah.
when Mallrats came out, it was also when there was that episode of Spider-Man where Stan Lee was in there with Spider-Man,
Yes,
the animated series.
that was
in the
Spider-Man
mid-nineties.
animated series. I think it was about a year or two before that. I think it was.
Yeah.
I was still in like junior high. I think when that came out.
Exactly. That kind of falls into line with.
Mm-hmm.
I learned about watching the comics. I knew about Marvel, and then watching Mallrats. Okay, you're Stan Lee. Okay, you're the one that created all of this. You're the man.
And that's 30 years past when he was doing it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, for a lot of people, that's still early. A lot of people weren't processing that until, let's say, Iron Man came out 10 years ago.
yeah, at least a new wave of people.
Yeah, and those cameos. And then going back to what you're saying, he's had cameos for 30 years. At least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has anybody ever actually looked at his IMDb? I'm sure he's got one.
Oh, I haven't,
know.
but that's a good idea.
Because then you'd actually get a clue as to like, because we're all thinking one thing. I'm sure that probably says a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I know he has film cameos for the next 3 or 4 films coming up. So he'll definitely be in the next Avengers and
Guardians, probably.
Guardians, whatever's like the next part, 3 or 4 films that are already like
Oh,
No,
it
no,
would be
we made it.
Avengers because I don't. Guardians.
I
is-
think
that's a whole different
Avengers is the
story.
only one
It's
at this
Avengers.
point. I mean,
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel because it's already been filmed.
yeah.
Avengers just wrapped up filming, so definitely those two. I don't know of anything else at this point.
I don't think there's anything else in the can because the next thing would have been Guardians 3, but that's on hold because of the whole James Gunn thing.
Yeah, but
Or,
I'm sure he still
or-
recorded his cameo.
Or Spider-Man
No,
Far
no,
From
no.
Home.
It hasn't been.
Oh.
nothing
Actually,
done
Spider-Man Far From Home comes out in July,
with it.
right?
Oh, so maybe probably that too.
Maybe that if we're lucky.
Well,
But then where are they going to go with that? Are they all going to go to the same funeral
Who knows?
and be like, "Oh, this is the
this is awkward.
this is the same."
That's what they're all going to say. Man, this is awkward.
It's going to be funeral for a friend from Superman, but for Stanley.
As an actor, Stan Lee is listed as 121 different titles.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Yeah. See, we're even close.
'Cause, like I forget. Well, because too, he was in Big Hero 6. I think
Yes, he
about it.
was.
And the TV series.
He was in
So.
Big Hero 6.
Yeah.
And if I remember
Those are all the
correctly-
TV series as well.
Mhm.
Oh, he was in Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
Was he?
Yeah.
You know what? I read that the first one he did was for one of the Lou Ferrigno Incredible Hulk movies. I saw a picture of that. It was one of those old school ones.
Is that when he had like the leisure suit and The open shirt with the
Probably.
medallions on.
Wow.
All right, true believers.
What else are you looking at there on that IMDb? Anything
The
else?
producer credits, 154 producer credits, 222 writer credits.
Oh,
A lot of the actor credits are bit parts and even just TV shows
Sure.
that
Yeah.
that
I
had
would
him
imagine
on it.
that's probably all they are, just
Yeah.
bits.
I think he also did a cameo in the Death of Superman on the Superman animated series.
Maybe
Wow.
he was on The Simpsons, fresh off the boat.
He was fresh off the boat.
Yeah. Return to Nukem High.
So, but you know what? He's going to be showing up, and he'll be someone we're talking about for a long time.
Yeah.
Someone who else we've been talking about for a long time is Mickey Mouse. Now, we just talked about it's his 90th anniversary.
Oh boy!
But one of the things some people don't know is that copyright laws have kind of changed
Hell
over
yeah,
the
they
years
Because
of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
And they will continue to do so. Disney will do everything in its power not to let that character go.
Here's the thing, though, man, and I was reading an article X sent us. There's a lot more. Before, everybody's like, it's copyrights. Who gives a crap? Go ahead, do whatever. I think more people are, like, interested in public domain now.
For Mickey Mouse?
I don't know necessarily for Mickey Mouse, but just in general. I think you're going to have more of a fight of why do we need to do this? Why do we need to extend these copyrights to preserve profits at this and that? Why can't people use these characters as in other places, too? Kind of sharing the wealth.
I
But is
think if you're an artist, you don't want that.
Right.
You don't
don't.
ever want that because
But
you
Walt
want
Disney,
to continue
Walt
with your
Disney is the
estate.
focused artist. I mean, Disney
Yeah,
owns
but
it at this point.
but he has an estate that it goes to, or a company that it goes to. I don't know. I think he's going to see pushback on that one if that were to happen. I know. If I created something, I'd want my family to benefit from that the rest of the time that they
Right. This ain't no charity.
The same with music.
It-
Come on, because
yeah.
look
It
at
is.
the Beatles.
There's other
music.
aspects. Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm not saying they're not going to push for it. I'm saying I think for the first time you're going to see a fight.
And you know what? I think a lot of times, like when copyright laws first were enacted, it was just print, and you weren't really expecting things to have longevity.
That's the thing is you're in uncharted territory.
Yeah. With Mickey Mouse, like it's something like it was, hey, we're like a multi-billion-dollar company, and we want to make sure that the good stuff comes out, and not people are making pornographic films using Mickey Mouse.
Exactly.
You know, today, today, as a matter of fact, as we talk, it is Mickey's 90th birthday. I did go to Disneyland today to go celebrate the birthday, but you know, the merchandising is everywhere, and this kind of came up. This is all credit to Anthony, who I know is listening, but he was bringing up that Mickey Mouse is a merchandise mover.
Of course he is.
Hands down.
Name a Mickey Mouse cartoon that's just Mickey Mouse.
Steamboat Willie.
No,
No,
Minnie's in it.
Minnie was in it.
Minnie's in it.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that he could even think of was the through the mirror, through the looking glass.
What about the one with the ghost?
Brave
He's
Little Taylor.
playing the piano.
No, Minnie's in Brave Little Taylor.
Is she?
See, today was weird because it is Mickey's birthday, but everything there was Mickey and Minnie.
Yeah.
Even in the cavalcade, it was Mickey and Minnie.
Well, I
Mhm.
mean, in modern time, it's of course
Well, of course,
But they
it's
debuted
modern
the same
time, but
episode.
They
They
debuted
debuted in the same cartoon.
episode. Yeah,
they're gonna associate them together.
Yeah.
it's her birthday too.
But they never
Is
want
it-
to mention
is
that
it
she's
really?
90 years
Yeah,
old.
well, yeah, because they came on the same.
They debuted in the same Steamboat Willie episode cartoon.
Today is recognized as the day that cartoon came out, and that was 90 years
gotcha.
ago today.
I
but
thought
she
this
in-
was just this is his birthday. This
no
is the date we're going.
It's,
This is the day I
Peg
drew
Leg
him.
Pete's too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's Pete the Is it the
Captain
what's it,
Pete.
Yeah. What the hell is Pete? A dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is Goofy?
A dog.
Let's not get crazy here, man.
So wait a Goofy.
Two
The
words.
Goofy thing.
Two
No,
words.
no,
of
no,
the
no!
dog.
Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it!
2 words. Dippy dog.
But I don't know. So I think it's going to be tough because you have a slew of merchandise that I saw people go crazy over
And I agree.
today. That's just Mickey. So Disney's not going to give up that fight easy. Like to give up the hotel.
It was
No.
it was funny because
Too soon.
I was looking up Mickey Mouse watches because they had like a deal on them. There was an Invicta Mickey Mouse watch. I should have bought it because it was $40. Now it's like 90. Anyway, but there's like about 3 or 4 companies that are licensed to make Mickey Mouse watches.
Licensed. Yeah, licensed.
Yes,
Yeah.
licensing is different. That's when you're paying to have access.
Yeah, but still, I mean, we're talking about how much merchandise they have out there.
Yeah.
Like
Well, all
bands,
the T-shirts you get from Walmart that have Mickey Mouse on them are licensed.
bands.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pay
Yeah,
a
they just came out with
licensing
Vans.
fee. So it's not so much kind of going back to what you're saying, Rick. It's the public domain thing would be pretty rad, but they're making money doing kind of the same thing to a better higher end clientele.
I agree.
So There's no way that they would let anything like that go.
Nah, now with the money I saw move today, man.
If we're talking about the Crimson Ghost, yeah, that's different. that is a public domain image.
Yeah, and what I'm reading is it's not so much the fact that they're not going to say, "Hey, no, we're not going to fight this." It's just a matter of before all these other times it's been passed very quietly.
Yeah.
That
Because-
public ghost logo is public domain until you slap the Misfits name on it, and then it's not anymore.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can put that image on a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's the beauty about it. All right, guys. You guys want to take a break?
I'm sorry,
or...
man. Did you finish that?
Oh,
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
What were they going with this? It's been passed very quietly. All those different laws have been passed very quietly. Do you think in the
Ooh,
era
hush money.
of the internet and this and that there's not going to be any kind of counter arguments that are going to be seen, or is it
No.
going to be?
Would it be fair to
moved
say
quietly?
that? Would it be fair to say that people are already doing that, just like the graphic design? You know, they're taking this Mickey Mouse image. You're just not seeing it like in a Walmart or anything. It's in the people when you go to these like conventions and you see all kinds of.
And I'm the first
Yeah.
person who buys the
Correct.
zombie Mickey
Right.
Mouse or whatever.
I got one for you. Okay, so if you didn't know this, Grizzly River Rapid Run, whatever I can't remember what it's called.
Grizzly River Run.
Grizzly River Run. They put up dryers. Have you seen these?
Yes,
They're
with
dryers,
Humphrey.
and they have Humphrey. Okay, well, the art on the dryer of Humphrey, some artist says, Disney took my artwork. Oh. Disney
Really?
Took, yeah.
Oh,
Disney
whoa.
took your artwork. The artwork that is their character, they took your artwork and put it on their thing. Sorry, dude, you kind of lose.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I mean, is he going to win that one? No.
No.
Why? That's not his character. That's
Yeah.
what
Was
that's
he
what
ever?
I'm saying.
But
Yeah.
was he contracted to draw that for
Nope.
Disney?
No,
It was
none of those
something-
people are contracted to draw any of that stuff. Like, remember all the tales back in the day? You would hear, "Oh, Disney shut down this dentist because this dentist painted
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse." You know what I mean? Yeah, they're not going to let their characters go. That's just the way that.
Yeah,
it
because
is.
I even know like if you're employed by Disney, like in their animation, anything that you create while you're working for them belongs to Disney. That's
Well,
why.
yeah, that's why
The
that
Nightmare
guy-
Before Christmas belongs to Disney.
Right, because he developed that's Bratz.
Mhm.
Bratz was developed when that guy worked for Barbie. So they went through that whole court case to figure out like who really owns it. This guy or just Barbie because he worked for Mattel when he developed Bratz.
What did he sign in the contract when he was hired? What
Was
That's it.
he
It's
drawing?
usually
Was he
anything you
working on
develop
it?
is theirs.
Was he working on it
Exactly.
on their clock?
Yeah,
exactly?
you got to get fired first and then be like, okay, now I got something.
Yeah, but that's not.
Mhm.
That's just not how it works. You know, even like
Yeah.
the Nightmare Before Christmas thing that you just spoke of. I'm sure that guy makes a lot of money.
Tim
And-
Burton, yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
Tim Burton's doing fine.
But I mean, any animator, Imagineer that's working at Disney that might come up with something that the park would consider theirs. Let's not beat around the bush. These guys are already making a lot of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're whatever Disney can get from you, they're going to get it.
Exactly.
Speaking of making a lot of money, you should have sit in the park today. So let me go through my tale. So
Wait, hold on a second. What's the total cost per day to run Disney? I heard it was like $3 million or something like that.
yeah, I heard that too.
Okay, okay, now go ahead.
I heard that too, and then believe me, they made it today. So we got up in the morning. It is Mickey's birthday. We knew, hey, I'm gonna go get a button and see the cavalcade and be back in time to be here and record the podcast.
Mhm.
So got up, left my house about 8:00, which is when Disney opens. No traffic, so about a 30-minute drive to Anaheim. Caught no traffic until I turned onto Harbor off of Orangewood because I usually park in the Toy Story lot. Waited on Harbor because everybody's trying to turn into the Toy Story parking lot. Maybe 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
Really wasn't that long considering. So turned into the lot. There really wasn't anybody. Like it was busy people going into the lot, but the lot was by no means full. They were barely filling up the Woody side.
What time was this at again?
This was, by the time I actually turned in there, about 8:45.
Nice.
So, okay, so we can deal with this. I knew it was going to be busy, planned for it, knew we were only going to do a couple of things, and then just kind of take the rest of the day as it came. Parked, getting on the bus was pretty quick. There was a line. It moved fast. We didn't have a problem. I was like, oh, this is going really well. Security line. Whoa. Security line on the Harvard side was backed up as far as you can go.
Damn.
As far
That's
as
the
you
way it
can
was
go.
last week too.
That's how it was. Why last week?
Just Veterans Day. Everybody was off on Monday.
Oh, okay. So we get there, and of course, my son's like, "Dad, I really got to go to the bathroom." And I was like, "Damn."
Why didn't you pee before we left?
No, he did, but it had been, by now about an hour.
Damn, you're a little bladder.
I've learned on Sundays, do not take a bag because you can get in the no bag line and you're in like
I
10
asked
minutes.
I asked about that, and the guy told me because I asked the cast member about that. Do you guys have a no bag line? He's like, yeah, we do, but that line is actually today really long as well. And I was like, oh crap. I'm like, so my nearest where the bathroom is across the street. He's like, yeah. And we're on the side where not where the buses unload. We're on the other side where they pick up. So he was like, if you want, I can escort you across this way and you can walk across the street. So I was like, yeah, he's got to go. I'll take him. You know, wife and my daughter stay in line. So we took him. We walked across the street to Denny's, brought him back. It was a little less on when I crossed over. Have you ever been on the side with the Welcome to Disneyland sign crossing across Harbor Boulevard right across from the IHOP?
Can't say I have, no.
Okay, well, that's where, from coming in from the street, it's the middle section where the buses drop off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was backed up all the way to almost the entrance to. Walked against the grain to get traffic to go across the street there, but when I came back, that line was a lot shorter. So then we hopped over back to the other side. It really didn't take that long. It took us maybe 20, 25 minutes to get in through security. And by the time I got up near the gate, they had opened 2 more lines. And then we're not letting people go through the metal detectors. Because it was just, oh no. It was taking too long. It was taking far too long.
Today.
And they knew it. They're like, we're in trouble because there's just people keep coming and coming and coming. So we got through like that. But once we got inside, 2 people in front of me to get into the park.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah, and I heard on the harbor side, that was the harbor side. I heard on the other side, it actually wasn't that bad. I don't know what people were doing.
Making your friends area?
The parking structure didn't close until almost 1:30.
The
park never reached capacity.
They've updated the Toy Story or the Mickey and Friends side a lot because of the way they've restructured everything. It moves pretty darn quick.
I never want to deal with the flyover.
I don't either.
They
I
cut
agree,
it off
'cause they do.
often.
I agree.
And I thought today, that early in the morning, they're going to close the structure or redirect traffic. And I was like, I don't want to deal with that. So that's why I decided to park. Well, I do anyway, but that's why I decided I'm just going to go on that end. But I had a friend who came in and he got his Mickey Sipper, the one everybody sees online. He got it at the Grand Californian. And I asked him, hey, how was the traffic on that side? He's like, I didn't have a problem, man. I drove right into the structure. And I was like, oh, really? No, but what about security? He's like, not an issue. I was like, dang.
I stopped parking at
noticed
the
that.
structure a long time
Yeah.
ago.
I've noticed that, though, on the weekends at the Toy Story lot, for some reason, that's when it backs up.
On the Toy Story lot?
Yeah.
Well, I know they get redirected from the parking structure a
Mhm.
lot.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of throw you out to the wolves to get there on your own,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of sucks. So I don't know. But I don't deal with that often because I'm never really there at a peak traffic time. I always tend to avoid it. So I'll probably go next Saturday about 3 o'clock, and I won't get anything near that traffic. Yeah, I don't know. People were still coming when I left, though. It was pretty busy. The park wasn't, though. Like, everybody waited for the parade, so the ride times were short. Grabbed a fast pass for Haunted Mansion. Rode Star Tours. It was about a 20-minute wait. Watched the parade. Small World was about a 20-minute wait. Got that new churro, the Mickey Celebration churro. Mobile ordered my lunch from Hungry Bear. Got a lot done in the short time that we were there.
Well, that's good.
There were still people coming. Again, everybody's trying to. The lines for the merchandise were stupid.
That's what it was, man, because everything came out today.
Yeah, but the Sipper. Everybody's talking about this Sipper, and I saw lines that were crazy. But then online, and people even texted me, "Hey, if you want to get the Sipper, like it's only 10-minute wait over here." Like all day, and like I couldn't. We were talking this morning, right? You told me like, "Oh man, don't even try to get a picture with Mickey." Dude, the Mickey line, he wasn't even that long.
That's funny.
He was on Main Street. Like they closed it off because it was time for him to leave. But
Yeah.
if I waited another half an hour, I could have gotten in line to see Mickey. It wouldn't have been an issue.
Which is hilarious because like when I was texting you this morning, I was looking at somebody was showing fast pass times online for waiting for Mickey at Shanghai and Disney Sea or whatever it was.
Yeah.
11-hour waits.
Oh shit.
You literally were in line all day to meet Mickey
No,
Mouse.
I could have waited half an hour.
I know. That's just insane.
Crazy assholes.
Yeah, it was stupid.
So
it was way overhyped, dude.
they wanted to meet Mickey, and everybody here wanted to buy merchandise.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's how it
That
is.
sounds like American culture.
Yeah.
Typical Orange County.
very, very much so.
Very OC of them.
And the leftover shit will be there like in the next couple of days. So there's no way they're gonna like. I got one of those alien popcorn buckets, the Santa Claus one, the
Yeah.
other day. I waited in about a 10-minute line. People went crazy the first day. They still have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This edition was like 45,000.
Yeah,
because
because they were so different. They're
Yeah.
so different, you know. When I got the Infinity Gauntlet the first time, the Sipper, they only had like 15,000 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, when they're gone, they're gone. Literally by an hour after I had bought it, it was done.
That's crazy.
So it's just that I mean they're creating that culture and they're creating this hype for them.
They
to
haven't
make these lines.
They haven't figured it out how to do that right. Because their priority should be we want everybody to have these because they'll buy them. We'll just met everybody Making everybody have it. I'm not going to get into this. If you want to hear the drama about the you know who Harold is? Yeah, you guys know who Harold is.
Yes.
Yeah, from Matterhorn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was the drama for the Funko
we
Pop
met
for
him.
Harold. Listen to the last Mouse Pirate podcast because that's the episode 150 is what you
Rick,
get.
we've met Harold, right? Haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah,
we
because
have
all
a
the
picture
drama
with
Take
with
a
those.
picture with him. Yeah.
Because real quick, you're getting it's a better story on Mouse Pyre, but real quick, the day that it released, they said you could get 2. They said you could get 2 was your limit, and then day of they increased the limit to 10.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that left people with nothing.
Yeah, standard.
Yeah.
Are we ready for a break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
We here at the Extraordinary Culture Podcast love beer. And Dan, what is one of our favorite breweries?
Well, Chino Valley Brewery.
What makes Chino Valley such a great place?
Serve fresh, handcrafted beers. They have Geeks Who Drink trivia every Wednesday night. Taco Tuesday every 4th Tuesday of the month.
Where are we located at?
1609 South Grove Avenue in the city of Ontario.
Or you can visit them at ChinoValleyBrewery.com. So are you guys at all excited for this new Disney Plus streaming service?
I
Yeah.
personally am, especially
Now-
since I don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, now with the new series coming out, I am excited for it.
Wow.
I mean, there's some pretty cool series coming up. I mean, we've talked about The Mandalorian a little bit, but then now Diego Luna is going to reprise his role as Cassian Andor in the series.
Yeah. And like those two are like make me want to do it because I was like talking to somebody who's like, how many times can you watch The World's Greatest Athlete? It's a Disney film
Oh, yeah.
with Jan Michael Vincent.
I got lost
And
there.
the
Okay.
computer wore tennis shoes.
Is that a Disney?
Yeah, Kurt Russell.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm still thinking of the
the
whatchamacallit,
Shaggy
the one.
DA, dude. We're
I'm
talking
talking
about.
about the one with Gary Coleman, where like the computer, something else, like the 544.
No, he's right. He said computer word tennis.
That's funny. So that's going to be cool, man, if they're going to do Diego Luna series, because I mean, we only got that little taste of him in Rogue One, but the beginning part of Rogue One where he was
No,
kinda that-
and the VR.
that's true. But yeah, just that little grittiness, that again, the seedy underbelly. That's what's always been the most fascinating thing about Star
It's a
Wars
Mexican that sounds like a Mexican.
is the seedy underbelly.
It's just like I'm looking forward to it. It's just something that we haven't seen, we haven't really explored too much, and like this is all like pre like organization of the rebellion. They're just little pockets of I guess people who don't like what's going on. Little
Yeah.
pockets going on, and like there's nothing really organized like as a whole.
Yeah, and you got a little bit of the growth of that through not the Clone Wars, but Rebels. You got some growth of that, and you saw like Mon Mothma come in, and you saw what was Forrest Whitaker's character's name?
Something. Saw Gerrera.
Saw Gerrera. You saw all these little pockets like slowly start to form at the end of Rebels. So this is way before that, though. That'll be cool. It's gonna be dark. That's what's gonna be fun. Speaking of
Hey,
dark,
okay, hold on, before you go there.
Yeah.
I told you the VR stuff. So I wonder if the VR experience, because you would think it would be canon because it's something that Disney put out.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if that's going to have anything to do with it.
You know what I watched talking about canon, and I won't go into it too much because we may want to save it for another one. Somebody put out a documentary, like a 7-minute documentary about the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh, who just had its 40th
Which
anniversary?
40th anniversary was
Oh, okay.
yesterday.
Man, I hate when
Yeah.
I screw fuck shit up. Dude.
No, but they were saying, they were like, this was like trying to play with expanded universe before anybody knew what expanded universe was, and it kind of like it set the ground rules for what the expanded universe would be. It's like Lucas is like, no, this is so fucked up, and he took his name off the credits. He took his name off the credits of it. So that
have you seen it?
yes,
No,
I have.
Hey,
I've
let's
actually
go
never
into
seen it.
Let's go
I actually
into
have
it,
a
man.
DVD copy of it, dude. It's not.
Isn't
good.
it on YouTube? I thought
Yeah,
it was
you
Yeah, it's
can.
on
But I actually
YouTube.
wanted a
It's
DVD
it's
copy. of it.
terrible, man.
It's not
B.
good.
Arthur dancing with Greedo.
Yeah, it is so.
The one
bad.
thing that saves it is the
Boba Fett
the
cartoon.
Boba Fett cartoon,
Yeah.
which is actually on the
Which is shit
Blu-ray.
quality,
Yeah.
actually.
It's on the
Yeah.
Blu-ray. That's the only thing that saves it. But I remember seeing like stills of the Boba Fett cartoon. I go, I don't remember this. I was the only one who's probably old enough to might possibly remember this. And
No, you don't.
It was 78, dude.
No,
I
you
remember
don't.
stuff in 78.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Anyway,
Steve Harvey in
it's,
81.
it's really hard to admit that the Ewok movies are better than this.
Yeah.
That's funny. What, you didn't like Jefferson Starship's performance?
Man.
And Paul Lynde, hello. Is
Dude,
R2D2
you gotta
there?
Carrie
watch it
Fisher
again.
singing?
It's just like it's very hard to stomach, but it's not good.
You know, and that's why I've never had a desire
Ye-
to watch it. I always heard it was bad. It's like,
Well,
I don't want to watch
It's
it. then.
imagine a Star Wars variety show where Star Wars wasn't that cultural phenomena that you had to preserve. So it's like I can do whatever I want and just put somebody in a spacesuit. It's Star Wars.
Hey, I hope Disney Plus hears this. Do not do a Star Wars variety show. Do not give us Mandalorian. Give us the Diego Luna series. Do not make Chewbacca sit down and try to interview people. That shit's just not gonna work.
What about a variety show set in Star Wars universe?
No. The most I'll take of anything like that is Bill Murray singing Star Wars. That's it. Stop.
Star
I mean, honestly,
what about
honestly,
something from the Rhodian perspective?
Oh, that'd be good.
No. Stop.
Or what's
now.
that, the Devorian perspective?
Kevin Smith, don't
there
start
you go.
getting ideas. Stay out of this. Stay out of it.
Greedo's origin story. That's what we need.
Dude, Kevin Smith would write this high and it would be awesome.
No, man, I saw weeds, dude. Or Hollyweed. No. You just stop.
I think the outcome of that whole documentary, though, was because this was so bad, they put rules and restrictions on what the expanded universe could be.
Good.
And even though the expanded universe is now Legends and is nobody cares anymore because Disney can do whatever they want and create their own canon, I think it kind of saved Star Wars. I don't think it would have been the cultural phenomenon it is without something that bad coming out and saying, hey, now we have to set ground rules.
Yeah.
That's why shit shouldn't go public domain. Anyway.
That's a good
Like, let's tying that shit back together.
tying it all back together.
Bringing it home.
Yeah, baby. But no, you know what? I'm going to end up getting Disney Plus, but I would have done it anyway, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
Well, you have access to everything. Are they going to release stuff that's in the vault?
You know that? I don't know.
There's hardly any details, even the release date. We just get told late 2019. That's it. You don't have anything else. So it should be pretty interesting.
I wonder if it'll come out on New Year's Day. Just January 1st.
Oh, 2019? No,
No,
it would
they
be
say
the
late.
end of the year. The only thing we've gotten news out of anything like that has been, and this just came out. We got the name of the rides in Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy Edge.
Sponsored by Samsung.
Is it really?
No, but it's just so much fun to say because it's Galaxy's Edge, sponsored by Samsung. Hey, did you see that the Winnebago from Spaceballs is on the auction block?
To hell, you say?
Barf.
That's gonna be crazy, man.
What are we looking at here? How much they
Dude,
want?
it's not a lot either. If I remember right, it was only less than 100,000.
Huh.
Hmm.
If I would have won that $1 billion Mega Millions, for sure I would have swiped
It
that
was
up.
I'm like super cool. But that started making me wonder. I go, what would you get? This is the Eagle 5. And let me see, I'm pulling it up right now.
Fucking ads.
28,000.
Wow.
That was
That
Is
was
it
the
running?
last
Oh,
price
in
it
June
sold for.
2017
Yeah.
it sold for 28,000.
Is it running?
They're expecting 12 to 15,000.
Whoa.
That's
But
nothing.
still.
Well, I mean, it is an old Winnebago.
Now,
But it's
with
got
the
liquid
wings and
Schwarzman
everything.
tank.
With
It sleeps 4 and has a toilet.
There you go.
they don't have a picture like a recent. Is there a recent picture of it?
No, I wish there was.
That's some bullshit.
I mean, he made Spaceballs in what, 88? Is that when he made it? It was kind of late.
87.
It was kind of late. It wasn't like immediately after Return of the Jedi. That'd be fun, man. Just to say I own the Spaceballs Winnebago, but then that's like saying I own the DeLorean.
Hey, it's small too. It says it's 1/12 scale.
Oh, no wonder.
That's why it's only 28,000.
There you
You
go.
could put that in the back of my truck.
So, what is your dream car from any film or movie besides the Millennium Falcon?
The slave one.
I tell you the DeLorean, but I rode an Alex's and it wasn't much fun.
Yeah, wasn't it a piece of junk?
That's why he sold it. It was always breaking down.
Oh, he sold it. I
Yeah,
thought he was.
yeah.
I thought.
Time
I
to
thought
go.
he was just gonna keep it.
No, he
No.
wanted to, but he was driving it, but it broke down a lot.
It was his daily driver.
which is what DeLoreans were known
Right,
for.
yeah,
yeah,
DeLoreans
yeah.
were known
I
for breaking down.
He has pictures like it was like a tow truck like 5 times.
Well, I remember. Okay, I remember the day you told me he was getting one of these, and I thought the first thing in my mind was these things break down all the time. Does he know this?
Yeah.
Was he going to change something? I figured he was just going to dive deep into it and
Try to do a full restore or something.
Yeah.
Well, basically, that's what I understand he bought because I remember. You got to remember, like, they built this car, so they have to do the aftermarket parts, like doors and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So they had all these extra parts laying around, so they would put together DeLoreans that were brand new, basically.
Sure.
But they didn't get rid of all the bad things that were wrong with them.
It
So, like,
sucks.
It was a DeLorean,
Sorry, Alex.
and it was just a piece of junk. They didn't like update the engine. They're like,
Damn.
oh, we have these engines. Let's put these. Let's make sure they all work, and bam, it's put in the car.
Did him dirty.
It's like basically you're putting together a DeLorean from new old stock.
Yeah.
The I don't remember what he paid for it, but the price wasn't crazy. When
Sure,
he told me what
yeah.
he paid for it. It was like, wow, that's almost cheaper than a new car.
Yeah, no, I did know that. They're not, the resale value on them isn't
They're not high.
not very high.
I think he actually lost money. Like I think when he sold it, he didn't make back what he
Oh.
paid for it.
Well, it's the fun. It was a goal.
Yeah.
You know, he achieved his goal.
Ecto One.
Ecto 1.
Yeah. If we're going for an actual car, Ecto One.
Ecto 1 or the Mystery Machine? So you can go around hunting zombies.
Does anybody actually know the model of the Mystery Machine? Was it like a Dodge or a Chevy
have
or
no
something?
idea.
No, it's-
No.
See, I always want the
I think
Lincoln
it was just a
Continental
cartoon.
from
Ecto One was real.
Lincoln Continental from the Matrix with the suicide doors.
Yeah.
Well, how about the cop
Oh.
car from
The
Blues Brothers?
Yeah.
That'd be cool to have too.
The General Lee.
The big old speaker on it.
They used to have that out at the House of Blues in Hollywood. They'd have that out parked.
Oh, yeah.
wait,
That's right.
wait. Dragula.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Monsters.
Or the Munsters coach.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I'll just take a brand new car. Doesn't even matter what it is. At this particular moment in time, I'll even take a
Like
Kia. Why
what's in
not?
this brand new car? Oh yeah, I'll take that one. So, Andrew Lincoln has left The Walking Dead.
So it has happened.
Did he really?
That's $1 million question.
Nah, yeah, man.
So
He's
it is
gone
written,
for a while.
So it shall come to pass.
As soon as they started saying, "Oh, this is how he's leaving," and blah blah blah, you're like, "Okay, something's up here." Like it's not. They should just left it as a big like surprise, and then no.
You know what? I think that's what the writers originally wanted, but AMC, just to boost the ratings, were saying like, "Nah, let's advertise this so we get a bunch of people to watch this."
How did
And,
the rating?
how did he end up leaving?
Okay,
It's far enough out. I
yeah,
think
no,
we
it's
can
not a
do
spoiler.
this, man.
Okay, so because obviously Rick doesn't watch it.
No.
Okay, all right. So the colonies have been getting together, and they're building a bridge over a river that's gonna unite even more people.
And this
Okay.
is a time jump about
No,
3
no.
years after Link. No, after they've got Negan.
Yeah, it's a time jump, but I don't remember if it's 3 years.
It's a couple years
Yeah,
because
it's at least a couple of years. But okay, so he's going across there's a herd of walkers just going around.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets into some shit as he usually does, and they're trying to get rid of the herd from invading the colony because if they get close to the colonies, they know that it's gonna overrun the colony because there's just way too many walkers.
Okay.
So he leads them across the bridge, hoping that the bridge won't hold, because that was a plot line of the thing. This bridge isn't gonna hold. The bridge held as they're walking all across it. So he sees some dynamite that was left there, for excavating and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he shot it, and basically he blew the bridge. And himself, too. They think he's dead. He actually ended up in the river, floated down the river, and that weird freaking garbage lady,
Jadis.
found him. And she's been making a deal with some other colony. So she took him in a helicopter, and nobody's seen him. And then the time jump now, how much is it, 5 years?
At least 5 years.
The time jump in Walking Dead now is 5 years.
Okay.
He's been gone for 5 years. So
This is like Pretty Little Liars, man. I'm
Yeah.
all over it.
Scott
This is hell.
Gimple, the executive producer, right after on Talking Dead, had said that's because we're going to do an AMC movie with Rick Grimes. So we don't know. We don't know when that's going to take place. Is it going to take place in the 5 years? Is it going to take place
As a
sometime
cop?
in between as a cop? You have no idea. None of that's been announced. But that's scheduled to be in the next couple of years.
Yeah. What I want to know is how come Rick Grimes and all the different colonies haven't seen this helicopter? Come on, there's nothing been in the air for like
Yeah, I know.
a few years. You would hear a helicopter.
Yeah.
What?
But she knows about it. That's
Yeah.
kind of weird. So I don't know. There's a lot of explaining to do. I haven't watched the time jump episode, so I'm pretty sure the helicopter stuff doesn't come up there. Cause
Yeah,
I have a feeling it's going to be something to do with that.
Yeah, the two recordings, the recording of this, there's 2 episodes. The one's going to air tonight, and the one that right after the Rick Grimes departure.
So to put it, I don't know, all in perspective, it's just like I think it was really a big ratings boost. He's not going to be on the weekly television show anymore. He's done. I think though, every character kind of runs their course. One day Daryl's going to get it too. Just kind of the way that it is. That's kind of the way that show works. So we don't see.
He's gonna have to.
The Negan story got kind of interesting. At
Yeah,
the end
oh
there,
yeah,
so
that was.
we'll see where that goes.
You want to explain it?
Not much. It's like they captured him, they kept him alive, and basically he's breaking. He's
Yeah,
breaking. Every man. I think the thing with that is every man kind of has his breaking point, and he's admitting that he misses his wife.
And that he says, "I'll
Yeah.
kill me so I could be with my wife."
Yeah, he can't bring it to kill himself, but he's willing to
Mhm.
die.
And what's her name? Maggie doesn't want to kill him because, like, no, you're suffering.
No, they don't want him to be a martyr.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Am I gonna keep watching? Yeah, I can't help it. Now, that
yeah. Now that the
now
time
it's gonna
jump,
be like, oh crap! Now I gotta see what happens.
the time jump has made it interesting, and makes me want to watch it. Like, I was just like, yeah, I'll finish this season, and I don't know if I can watch again.
So Diggs let me know this one on Mouse Pirate, but you know what the Star Wars connection to The Walking Dead is now?
No.
Judith, the older Judith,
Was
Rey in Force Awakens, the younger Rey.
Oh wow.
So there's a connection for you.
There you go.
All right, guys. You guys want to take a break?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When we take a break, we'll come back and got some.
Hey, why don't we listen to a song during this break?
Let's listen to a song and then we'll go.
Then
right
we'll talk
into
about
that
it after
first.
that. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and play a song for you guys. Please don't sue us. All right. We'll be back.
When the world has gone mad and there's nowhere to roam, the lights are on, but nobody's home. There comes a time when you look up to the sky and ask, why do my favorite songs always make me cry? And am I losing my sanity? My sanity, I've nothing to lose, so please let me be. I've got a firm grip and strong roots like a tree. Burrowed deep in reality, I won't let you go. What else can there be? You're all I have. When you swore to be true, I bet was belief, but alternative facts snuck in like a thief. There comes a time to release the cord of self and with confidence declare your state of perfect mental health. Never doubting my sanity, nothing to lose, so please let me be. My life is a song, a short melody, harmonizing with reality. I've got it real bad, there's no remedy. You're all I have, my dear sanity. Sometimes there's no sane reason for optimism. Oh, my sanity, I've nothing to lose, so please let me be. My life is a song, short melody, harmonizing with reality. I've got it real bad, there's no remedy. My world picture is exemplary, I won't let you go. What else can there be? You're all I have, my dear sanity.
Well, I like it.
So, for those of you who don't know, that is the newest track, My Sanity, by Bad Religion on their upcoming album.
Please don't sue us.
We love you, and we have no control. We have no rights over that song, but we wanted to play it because we wanted to talk about how awesome Bad Religion are.
So please don't sue us. Yeah, no, that well, this is the second song that they've released,
Yes, they also released The Profane Rights of Man.
and that song was pretty rad.
That was pretty rad, too. Hopefully we can play that at the end of the podcast.
So I mean, I was really into that song, and then I was excited when I saw on Twitter that they released this song, but I never got a chance to listen to it until right now. Still impressed. Better than New America.
You set a low bar, my friend.
So I saw Bad Religion a couple weeks ago.
And where'd you see him at?
I saw him at Surf City Blitz.
What?
And Grandpa Graffin looking a lot like Bruce Willis there. No, for real. Seriously. I said that out loud, and then some guy behind me was like, Graffin looks a lot like Bruce Willis. And I'm like, see, I told you. It totally does,
Is
dude.
he angry and pissed off like Bruce Willis and everybody else?
No, it's just like he turned his profile. You're like, that's Bruce Willis, dude. But no, I went to Surf City Blitz, man. I did both days. I was tired from walking in the sand. It came off really well. It came off really well. The first day, I didn't get there until, I don't know, about 2 o'clock. It opened at noon. I got there about 2 o'clock. Parking wasn't too bad. We parked down the way in one of the state beach parking lots, and then they shuttled you in for, it was $10 round trip. Shuttle you into the thing. You walked into the spot, and they had all the merch vendors, which was cool. There was one big stage. I would have had it turned the other way. The stage actually, the performers faced the ocean. And when I went to the No Effects one last year, which seems to be a change in that because of the whole No Effects
Yeah.
thing that went on. I would have preferred the stage the other way. I think they would have had a better way to see it. I mean, I was fine as far as spots.
Well, it was different when you went to the No Effects one. It wasn't at Pumpkin Drublic.
Yeah, and they had all the beer tasting, but this one had all the motocross.
Yeah, because this one was put on by what KLOS.
So was the Pumpkin Drublic one.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Pumpkin Drublic was put on McKayla too.
Sorry.
It was almost the same thing. Just instead of beer, it had motocross.
Yeah.
So I never did check that out, but I'm not a big fan of it, so I didn't really miss anything. But a lot of people were checking it out, and it seemed pretty cool. The bands are great. The first day, I happened to see Fear, who, I mean, they're good if you like Fear, but it didn't fit there. I think Fear needs to be in a small club. That's how they
Have you seen Fear before?
I've never seen Fear before. Lee Ving's voice doesn't seem to be quite what it was. I mean, the man is 60-something years old. So
Doesn't seem to be quite what it used to be.
his backup players were Jeff Kresge from AFI
Oh, wow.
and Targ
Oh, wow.
Army
Wow.
is the bassist. And
Did he have hair?
Eric Raza was the guitarist.
I did. Jeff have
yeah,
hair?
that's right.
Jeff had hair. Jeff had hair.
Yeah, I've seen Eric's played guitar for them quite a few times, actually.
Yeah. That's his band. Is Eric on guitar and Jeff on the bass, and then it's the original.
Wow.
The original drummer of Fear is.
Well, son of a
who's
bitch,
drumming
that
for
just
him
sounds
right
like
now.
a good show just
Yeah.
to go see, man.
I enjoyed it because I know Fear, I know the songs,
Yeah.
but it just seemed like a lot of people
We're just not into it.
just not
Were they
into it.
one of the opening bands? Or something?
Yeah. They played about, I don't know, about 4 o'clock, sometime around there.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't bad. Again, I enjoyed it.
It's not the same vibe as a lot of the other bands you played.
No,
Not,
I
not,
think
and
that's kind of
that's
why.
not in a bad way. It's
No.
just,
I totally thought they were good. It just they needed to be in a small club.
Yeah.
and
Well,
you
shit,
would
next
enjoy them
time-
a lot more.
I think we need to pay attention when the next time they
Yeah.
play. Just go
Oh
check
yeah,
that out.
they played
Yeah,
the
I'd love
Glass
to go see
House
that
or
lineup, yeah.
even the Fox. You could get into it a lot more than at this big festival, but
Yeah.
they seemed to have a good time, which is all that matters. And then that was good. Suicidal Tendencies, good God, they were on fire. They tore
Really?
it up. I'm sure Mike Muir says the same bullshit like Mike Ness does, but like he had that crowd in the palm of his hand.
You're in
That
Orange
fool is a-
County. You're
the
at the
fool
beach.
is a psycho. Yeah. He was talking shit and just like, this is, better for yourself. Do shit for yourself. Follow your heart. All the typical stuff you'd expect him to say, what he is. But, man, he had that crowd on fire. They played most of the first album.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
They played most of the first album, a couple jams off Lights, Camera, Revolution, and then I think Freedom, that album that I didn't buy. But the song wasn't bad. They had the crowd in the palm of their hands. They bought a bunch of little kids on stage,
Oh wow.
which was kind of cool towards
They
the
play
end.
any Infectious Grooves?
No. No, they weren't going to play any Infectious Grooves. So he did that. And then
No Monkeys?
No monkeys.
Pennywise, who absolutely tore it up. Pennywise did right, too, because I was thinking, I saw that lineup of that festival, and I started thinking to myself, the only band missing on this festival will be the Vandals. Another classic Orange
Yeah.
County punk band. And they were on stage and were like, this lineup is incredible. You know who's missing on this lineup, though? Is the Vandals. And I was like, that's right. And they're like, we're going to play Urban Struggle by the Vandals. And then they tried it, and they're like, this sucks. You know who should play this song? The Vandals.
Oh,
and
shit.
And out comes Dave Quackenbush and Warren. The other two
Oh, right
weren't
on.
there. Yeah, so
Okay.
Randy Bradbury filled in on bass, and their drummer played the drums.
That's cool.
But
Well,
they
Josh
put Urban
Reese is
Struggle.
all over the world nowadays. So.
Yeah. So that was cool. It was really good. Then Pennywise finished their set, and Pennywise is always great.
Yeah.
They're always good. And then the Offspring. Dexter Holland's eating good these days.
Is he?
He's eating real good.
Fucking
these days.
tacos, man.
Yeah, all that.
Gringo
Hey, man,
Bandito, man.
they were advertising Gringo Bandito everywhere, bro. In fact, you could go get something to eat. Hey, actually, I gotta point that out. The lines for food were not crazy.
That's good.
They had enough of them and enough beer stands that you could get a drink in a reasonable amount of time or something to eat in a reasonable amount of time. That day I ate just a chicken sandwich with onions and peppers, and I walked right up to go get it.
That's
Like
awesome.
I didn't. There was no wait. But they
And
had
did they say, would you like
Gringo Bandito.
with
Yeah,
it?
no. They had stands of Gringo Bandito, like all the condiments.
Sure, yeah.
Like they had stands of Gringo Bandito. I didn't actually do it because I was like,
have you ever had it?
no, I was like,
Actually, pretty good.
I ain't gonna do that at a festival, dude. Because the
The man
bathroom,
with the world's weakest stomach.
yeah, the bathroom situation. The bathroom situation was whack because it was all porta potties, which you knew that was gonna be what it was. But it was behind all the vendors, where all the vendors were, and a whole bunch of other different food places, and it was long. Well, it bunched up all these people, but somebody had told me, if you actually just keep walking about halfway down, you could just walk right into a porta potty. So that's what I did every time I had to go to the bathroom, which was only a couple of times. I just kept walking by people, and then all of a sudden just walk right in. Well, else people waiting like 10 deep to go to the bathroom. They just want to keep walking. But it was in the sand, so it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard to actually get in all that stuff. But like I said, Dexter Holland's been eating good. They were good. I think his voice seemed off. Maybe he was sick. That's the only thing I can think of is maybe he was fighting off a cold or something because it wasn't quite what it was. And I've seen Offspring numerous times.
Now you've seen them like when they first got big too, right?
Yeah,
Like
but
in
I
the
saw him.
early mid-90s.
We saw him a couple of years ago. Were you there too? Yeah, huh? We saw him a couple of years ago at Sleep Train, and
That was quite a few years
it was
ago.
like 4 years ago,
Summer
4 or 5 years
Nationals.
ago. Yeah, they were really good then. They were really good this time. It just seems his voice it wasn't quite whatever. I even talked to some guy who was like standing next to us, and he's like, "I saw him last year. His voice didn't sound like this." I'm like, "Bro, it seems to me like he's almost sick." Because there's some songs he nails, and if it was a little tiny bit higher, the pitch he had to get or the
Yeah.
octave he had to hit, he had a harder time with that one. That's how I think I know he was sick.
Oh, okay, that makes
Because it was
sense.
like, yeah, if he's got phlegm there, dude, he can't quite hit that higher octave. yeah. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad by any means. It was really good. The next day, I got there a little bit earlier. Wanted to make sure we caught the interrupters who are, man, they're kerosene, like I told you. They're just on fire.
They really are right
They
now. They've
had that
exploded.
whole
They've
crowd.
exploded.
I just
And
had
they deserve it.
I just
Yeah,
had a
yeah,
former
yeah.
student of mine tell me that she went to their gig last night in Sacramento, and she
Oh,
was like,
shit.
they were freaking.
Yeah,
they
I
played-
have
they
a
played
buddy of
last
mine
week
up
in,
in Sacramento that say the same
But
thing.
Pomona last week. I know. I'm jealous I didn't go to that. I should have went, man. Tim Armstrong came out and performed with them.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He didn't come out at Surf City Blitz, and he was they were the second headliner, and they didn't come out, but he came out at the little club show. So I was like, that's pretty cool. They were badass. Black Rebel Motorcycle Club was okay if you're into that stuff. It just wasn't my thing.
I've always known about.
I've heard them, but I've never heard them.
If you know like who Brian Jonestown Massacre, man, they have a relationship with
yeah,
them.
they're
and
like kind of the psychedelic
that's
indie
like
rock,
psychedelic
right?
indie, like garage
Yeah.
rock.
Okay.
If you're into that, it was cool. Not so much. That's when I went to go buy some merch. So that, and then we had I don't remember. Oh, Bad Religion.
Mhm.
Bad Religion played, who of course killed it. Rancid killed it, and Social Distortion killed it. By then, I think there was some sound issues. The PA guy should get fired. 'Cause they're lucky the bands are that good that they make up for it. But we had a hard time hearing the vocals. You could hear them; it just wasn't as loud as it should have been in the mix.
And everybody's
Dude,
singing along with it too.
Everybody's singing. Well, yeah,
man.
but like you're on an open area, so it just was like, I don't know.
It needs to be
wasn't cool.
louder.
It
Well,
needs to be louder, and it wasn't. You could hear the guitars, and the bands are good enough that they make up for it. But it was like the vocals need to be a little bit higher in that mix.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. It makes me laugh that when we started listening to Bad Religion, they could have been our dads. Now they're literally our kids' grandfathers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. They're that old. They
They're
still
old,
tear
man.
it up though, man.
Oh, I
they
can imagine.
still tear it up. I mean, you heard that song we played a few minutes ago. It was just amazing.
And
They're
they
still
played the other
amazing.
new one at the show, right?
They did play Profane Rights of Man at the show.
How did
They
that
the mix
do?
of it.
seem
Oh,
like
it was great.
Yeah.
It
You
was
know,
great.
and-
And I think it was one of the first times they played it live.
And I'm not gonna lie. I told you guys before we started the segment, I was super excited. That was the only one benefit after the 2016 election. After I was disappointed, but I'm like, oh man, we're gonna get some awesome punk rock in the next 4 years. I'm like, Bad Religion's gonna have the best album ever.
Yeah.
And
You did say that.
and it's funny because when you listen to Bad Religion singles, they're never really indicative of what the album sounds like.
Yeah.
But they're amazing songs.
I was able to
So-
get a Suffer shirt.
I'm
Like the
curious.
30 years. It's just the album cover.
Oh,
with all
I've
the
seen
songs
that
on the
one.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was able to get that.
Do they still have the Ronald Reagan shirts?
I don't remember seeing them there. Everybody had a
online.
little spattering of shirts,
Yeah.
and they were decently priced. You could tell there was a little upcharge for
The festival.
The festival at 25.
I was gonna say they're
It
25
wasn't
now.
bad. Yeah,
Because I know Rancid does a special shirt for that show, right?
they did, and they didn't have my freaking size, man.
Well, did you also see that they did a special one for the fire benefit?
Rancid did?
Yeah, it has Skelly Tim, which the skeleton Tim
Yeah,
Armstrong,
yeah.
riding a bear, and it's a special one. It's out now. Check out. They do
Rancid. Oh, they go to Kings Road.
Kings Road merch.
Yeah.
Rancid did one. Blink 182
Yeah, I
just
saw
did
that
one.
one.
Really?
And Alkaline Trio is gonna put one out
I need one of these.
Oh, wow.
because
I'll
Alkaline
put it up on the
Matt
Instagram when I
Skiba is
remember.
actually a certified emergency response person.
Oh, wow.
He's a civilian.
Yeah, I did
he's
see that.
civilianly
Yeah.
certified.
Mhm.
So he's like all over that.
And really quickly, I have some friends who live up in that Bay Area, Vallejo. There's like my friends are like, dude, I haven't been out in 4 days outside.
Man,
It's bad up there.
I've got, you know what? I've talked to a few students, former students who are up there in Davis, Sacramento, even Channel Islands. Their air quality on the index was over 300.
Yeah, my friend says like to go
crap.
outside, I have to wear like a mask.
Yeah. Actually, one came in the other day. He goes to Cal State East Bay in Hayward, and he was saying, he's like, it's so thick that it smells like somebody's smoking a cigar right next to you. He's like, and at night you look outside and it looks like fog, and it's not, it's smoke. He's like, it's really, really bad.
Because my
That's
friend asked me
insane.
how has it been, and I go, dude, we have blue skies here.
Yeah, and up by Channel Islands too. They actually today I heard that classes up there for next week, because they were supposed to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they get Thursday, Friday off. They canceled class. It's just like it's done. You gotta deal with this, and fuck you for mismanagement. 45, but
I hear
whatever with that.
I hear Home Depot's raking in the sales, if you know what I mean.
Oh, they always do. After, like, natural
They're
disasters and
raking
stuff.
in the sales.
Wow.
Too soon?
Yeah. I was gonna say something else to take it back to Bad Religion, because that's a better conversation. They're really good. All those bands are really good, man. They kind of made it seem like this is gonna be a yearly thing, which I hope so. All the bands seem to enjoy it as well, so I really hope that takes off. And I'm gonna be seeing Bad Religion again in a few weeks.
Were any of the morning show people there? Frosty had you?
Yeah, they were. They were at the booth, and then they were on the main stage before Social Distortion. They're on the main stage a couple of times.
They've kind of become my go-to morning listening now.
Have they? I listened to them a little bit, but I don't know. It's whatever.
Yeah. Well, since Stu, Jimbo, and Patrick were
The new morning show.
Tiffany, Jimbo, and Patrick. Yeah, the old morning show.
Hey, is
Remember when
anybody,
it was the morning Stiffy?
has anybody noticed that Tim Armstrong looks like Tommaso Ciampa?
Yeah.
that big ass untamed beard. I noticed that yesterday. I was watching Takeover yesterday, and I was like, it looks like this
When
guy.
did Tim Armstrong start wrestling?
Hey, anybody else do anything musically?
Really quickly, I put this up on the site. Minor Threat. They took a picture of the Discord house. No, they're not getting back together.
They will never get back together.
Nah.
Don't even think it.
And
You
Toby,
can't replicate that magic now.
yeah, that there's two bands that they'll never get. Well, actually three that I know they'll never get back together. The Smiths will never get back together.
Right.
Minor Threat never get back together, and Operation Ivy will never get back together.
I wouldn't never have even said that about the Misfits, because those guys are both businessmen.
Yeah.
So if the money was right, they were going to do it. But that's exactly what
Yeah.
Ian Mackay is not going to do.
Yeah, he's totally opposite of that.
Yeah.
Well, some of those guys don't even look like they could last 10 minutes on a stage.
It was the other two, because Brian Baker looks better
Right,
than he
well,
had.
that's
Like,
what I'm
Brian
talking-
Baker's like,
That's exactly who I'm talking about. And those guys look like you put them through a strenuous activity. Like
have you seen that Simpsons parody of that already? There's a Simpsons parody of that picture. It's got Bart as Ian Mackay, Milhouse as I think Brian Baker.
Oh,
and then, it's
okay.
pretty
yes,
funny.
yeah,
I have to
I
find
have. Yes.
it. Yeah, we
Is
should repost that
Nelson
one.
in it? Is it
Yeah, Nelson
or
is.
Ralph?
Nelson is the one sitting behind Ian Mackay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Is it their boy band?
I don't remember.
No, I remember seeing it. I just don't remember how it came about. I think they just did it because fuck it, we're gonna do it.
Yeah,
Should-
but
they
they all
should've
looked old.
They
They all
should
looked
have done
older
with the
though,
B
too.
sharps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would have been even better.
Dude, speaking of the B Sharps, this guy, the sub I work with, he's in the. There's a band called the B Sharps from Riverside.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just got their CD the other day. He's a substitute at the school that I work
Is
at.
it like a ska band or something?
yeah,
like
we were talking tunes.
Yeah.
We were talking tunes the other day. He rolled
Oh,
by and
shit.
gave me a CD.
Oh, that's cool.
He's like, "Man, I want you to have our CD," because we were talking about all the old school bands from this area. Because he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you really know your Riverside punk?" I'm like, "Dude, I grew up here."
we'll have to play on the next podcast.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna ask him that. Dude, why did I give him a card, dumbass? I'm gonna do that now. Tell him, we're gonna, yeah, because they put it out, so it's
Yeah.
theirs.
Yeah.
They own it.
All right.
Well, the next thing I got going on is I'm gonna go to Acoustic Christmas, man. I got a couple of tickets to Acoustic Christmas
I was gonna say save that for the next
for the
segment,
first
but okay.
night. Oh well, just real quick.
It's all good.
Yeah. Smashing Pumpkins are headlining, who I've never seen. 30 Seconds to Mars, Bad Religion, AFI, and the Interrupters. So
AFI's coming out with a new EP or something like that.
AFI is coming out with a new EP on December 7th. It's called Missing Man.
They haven't played any songs or
Get
like
Dark.
a lyric?
Yeah, Get
Get
Dark
Dark.
is already getting played on K-Rock and stuff. It's
How's-
it's pretty good. It's different because it's very guitar oriented. So we've talked about this before. Every AFI album sounds different than the last one.
It
and this sounds different than the last
felt it
ones.
was kind of more of a throwback though.
Yeah, maybe because it is more guitar oriented.
It sounded more like something, let's say, off of Black Sails or something like that.
I don't know about
I
that
wouldn't
far,
quite
but
go
yeah.
that far, but I felt
I'll
it was
check it out.
Maybe
I
old,
could-
old Nitro.
A
I
guitar,
just learned
yeah,
about
a
this
guitar
today.
line maybe off of Art of Drowning or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
I could see that.
Okay.
It's definitely different than the stuff they've been doing.
All right, so we'll take a break and then we'll come
Get
back
the
and
bottle shirt. Do
talk
some
about some
wrestling.
wrestling. Drink a little burr.
All right, let's do it.
Cool. All right. So I was looking online the other day. Rico is painting a new spot. Did he expand Made?
Maid Shop actually just got the lease on the unit next door to their original shop, so they have 1,800 new square feet of merchandise.
Oh shit, that's a lot of
Yeah.
space.
So with over 100 merchants, it's the perfect place to go right now for holiday shopping, man.
Yeah, I've been there. I've actually gotten gifts there before. In fact, I want to go back there and get gifts for people. Made as all kinds of stuff, unique things. Yeah, it's pretty rad.
It's the best place to go, man, for those unique, one-of-a-kind things: woodworking, metalwork, jewelry, skincare, furniture.
I'm so stoked for
They'll even
Rico.
set up custom furnishings for your home or business.
What?
They work on consignment, man. When you have 100 different artists, if you can dream it, they'll do it.
Yeah, that's pretty rad.
Yeah, so go check out Maid Shop Riverside this holiday season.
Where's it at?
It is at 6520 Magnolia Avenue in Riverside, or you can check them out at madeshopriverside.com.
That's awesome. Good for you, Rico. All right, guys. So, well, let's see. Cody Rhodes is going to lose the NWA title, or did he already lose it?
He lost it.
Oh.
NWA
No.
had their 70th anniversary event. It was, the end of October? Beginning of this month.
Yeah, end of October.
End of October over in Nashville. Cody Rhodes lost it back to Nick Aldis, the national treasure.
Well,
It's a good run, man. He's wrapping up his contractual obligations of Ring of Honor right now.
Mhm.
And word is he kind of wants to be the ground floor of something new between him, the Bucks, and the Elite. They're not even calling themselves part of the Bullet Club anymore. They're saying, we are not the Bullet Club. That's Tama Tonga and those guys. They're going to run with it. We're the Elite. So it'll be interesting, man, because they can pretty much write their ticket. And I think the word going around, I don't know what's up, man, but, Roman Reigns got that leukemia diagnosis again.
yeah.
And they're saying that the increased offer from the WWE for the entire Elite might be very lucrative.
They won't do it.
The thing is, one of the things I found interesting, I don't think they will do it, but I was reading about it, and the rumor is they're offering everybody the same amount.
Yeah, but it's the three guys, and those guys are 6.
Mm-hmm.
They won't do it. Cody will not go back because he makes way more money not being there, and because he's already been there, done that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I get you.
I think the Bucks too, because the Bucks make all that money on merchandise, especially now because since the Bullet Club is owned by New Japan, so they didn't make a dime off of Bullet Club shirts. They made stuff off their own, cease
Right.
and desist and all that. Now that they're going to do the Elite and all that stuff's going to come out, they got a piece of that pie.
Oh, heck yeah.
They're going to make more money in merchandise than they will from wrestling. And then Kenny will do the same. And then, honestly, I think, remember the whole Friends thing when Friends was the TV show?
Yeah.
They all stuck together. They're going to take Marty and Hangman with them.
Yeah, I agree.
Hangman's contract is up right now. He did not re-sign with Ring of Honor. So he can do whatever, but he's going to start. He's catching on, too. He's going to start making more money on his own.
well,
And
the
then
whole
they're-
Joey Ryan bits were hilarious.
Yeah. You're just
They launched him.
We're in an age where guys don't have to sign.
And
there
and that's
because
so
they
funny.
get a downside and they get very little of the merchandise.
Yeah.
They can make so much more not being there.
It's funny because like years ago, you had to sign with one of these bigger companies. There's only 2 big companies back then, but you had to sign to make the money. And people were talking about like the toy money that they used to make, like with Iron Sheik and Hulk Hogan, like how crazy their money used to be.
Yeah,
Now, like it's like no, I can make my own merchandise and put out my own stuff and make more money than I could, and I don't have to do everything you want me to do.
No.
Oh heck yeah, man!
They don't even work
Pro
all those
Wrestling
days.
Tees has been the godsend for so many of those independent.
That dude is like a 50-50 split. They
Yeah.
make so much money off that. That I actually heard an interview with him, and he wished that he would have redone the split, but he makes so much money on that. Marty Skrull is the #1 seller outside of Bullet Club itself on Pro Wrestling Tees. There's no way he's gonna sign. They make way too much money.
Because you know the WWF is not going to give him that split. Excuse me, WWE.
They're not gonna give him that split at all.
No, but that leaves me wondering. The whole thing is who's going to be the top babyface now, as we were pushed with Roman Reigns for so long.
Bring up
be the guy.
Dolph, man. It's got to be Dolph.
McIntyre.
McIntyre's who they're going to go with. They've been watching lately. McIntyre's who they're going to go with. And deservedly so. He's good.
You know, as soon as he went into Impact and he got rid of he lost the red hair, he had that rebuild. He was money, and that's the entire reason he's back in the WWE where he is right now. Is because they let him run with it in Impact.
But McIntyre also fits their mold. He's a big, tall guy who's going to do that bit. Kenny's not tall.
Mm-mm.
The Bucks are not big. Those guys get buried, unfortunately, and it's too bad. But that's just the way that it is. It's still the land of the Giants. They go there, they'll do fine in NXT, make main roster. They're gonna get done dirty.
Yeah.
Only person they're gonna let fly with anything because they're small is Rey Mysterio. He's it. Sad, but it's the way that it is.
Well, I think it's about time for a bottle share.
So we're sharing Founder's Breakfast Stout, and this is a double chocolate oatmeal coffee stout. It's an 8.3% alcohol, and it's a coffee lover's consummate beer brewed with an abundance of flaked oats, bitter and imported chocolates, and 2 types of coffees. This stout has an intense, fresh, roasted Java nose topped with a fruity cinnamon-colored head that goes forever. With the toast?
With the toes.
The toes nose.
I just chopped it up. That'll work.
You bastard.
That is a dark beer.
Ooh, that tastes good.
It does taste like coffee.
Now, for a longest time, you couldn't find this in California.
Where's Founders from?
Founders is back east. I want to say they're
Here
It
it
better
is.
be freaking
Grand Rapids.
Michigan.
Oh, nah, that's not Founders. I think Virginia and like
I had different type of Founders.
George Washington and shit.
Well, you could argue about their name, and they'll just say like, fuck you, we got money.
That's true. Double chocolate coffee.
Now,
oatmeal stout.
this you said for the longest time this wasn't allowed to be sold in California. They
it's
just
hard
never
to-
did.
No, it just was hard to find in California. A lot of the
Distribution.
times, yeah, distribution. Like sometimes it's like ridiculous.
Sure.
There's like a few national brands that like you see all over. You can get.
Yes.
And then just sometimes some brands are just like, yeah, we don't make enough. We're just gonna
Sure.
keep it local.
Yeah. This is one of those brands.
Yeah.
Now, did they just recently pick up distribution?
Yes.
Okay. And that's how you.
About the last 2 years, you can find a lot more.
Where did you
Well,
find this?
it's like ska brewing. You can it's only been the last few years I've been able to get ska, and I
Sure.
love ska.
Yeah.
Modus operandi.
Yeah, we drank Scoff like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was longer than that.
But it was hard to come by until like about 3 years ago. No, we picked this up at La Bodega in Riverside.
Ah, yes. La Bodega never
Ah,
lets you
dig it.
down.
No, it doesn't. Hey, over by Maid Shop.
Hey,
yeah, not
right,
too
there-
far,
right around the
just
corner
about-
from there.
Yeah,
Well, that's rad. I fucking love La Bodega.
Hey, you know
God
what?
damn.
This pairs excellent with Snickerdoodles.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good.
fucking-
Good for you. Good on you guys. Yeah, this
my
is
hats off to Christine for the Snickers.
this is
by the way.
good.
They were
Yeah,
warm.
those are good too.
They were warm. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you know what? They actually did taste pretty perfect.
Yeah,
It had a little crunch on them.
it's my favorite cookie, man.
Yeah, you know what? When I handed you the plate, you were actually very
I was
excited.
like, ooh.
Yeah, it does look.
and you know the funny part is it's all because
Hold on.
it's
Hey,
stupid.
Christine, we just talked about your snickerdoodles, which were really good. Just watching on live.
It's funny, man, 'cause it's all because of Veronica Mars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she would make snickerdoodles for the basketball, her friend, the basketball player. And I'm like, I want snickerdoodles. And then I had them, then I got hooked.
That's rad.
That's fun.
They're really good, dude.
First time I had
Yeah.
Snickerdoodles, I'm like, this doesn't taste like a Snickers. I was thinking, of
There's no nougat.
there's no chocolate.
Where's my peanuts?
So, does Founders what other beers does Founders do? Is this like what they're basically known
This
for?
is our most famous beer. They also do a Canadian breakfast stout, which is like aged in whiskey barrels.
Hey.
So I have that I've been saving for a year. And maybe for a special occasion,
Does it
I'll
have
pull that
Canadian
out.
bacon?
No, it doesn't have Canadian bacon, but it has a Mountie,
And the Mountie always gets us, man.
Yeah.
Those
Ooh,
hosers.
cuckoo.
She said, "Oh yeah, I'm glad you guys like the cookies. They were
Awesome.
good and they're gone.
Yeah.
They went good. This beer actually went really well with it.
It was
I would say
the
that, yeah.
perfect
Yeah,
pairing.
It was
Yeah.
it was the perfect pairing with this.
I mean,
with
I was
this
waiting
beer.
to eat the cookies till the beer was open so we could.
I know. I was trying to wait too, but then like you took forever reading what it was, and I was like, "This cookie's good. I gotta finish."
Hey, Dan, point the camera at me. Hey, will you bring us some more cookies, please? Thank you.
Hey, we're wrapping up then, aren't we?
Yeah, we're getting pretty close.
We're getting pretty close, man. What do you guys got coming up?
Gosh, you know what? At the shop, I can't stress this enough. Book in advance.
You know what? I booked an appointment this Friday
Uh,
for the last day of the month, November 30th. Because like all the appointments that I wanted, like would
Yeah.
fit my schedule perfectly, weren't available. So it's like,
Yeah.
well, where's the furthest out that I could get it that I know I could
dude,
get it?
that's how you got to do it, man.
And
It's-
I still didn't get the earliest time. I wanted like the 10 o'clock when you first guys
Yeah.
open. I got the 10:45.
Fortunately, we actually we just added a new barber, Gerald. Actually, does a really good job. Guy,
There's more inside.
he's got his own clientele that he's bringing over, so he's actually. It's been helping filling his day out. It's
Yeah.
working out perfect for him with what he's got, and then what we're adding in. It's actually, it is nice to leave on cue. Thank
Asking you shall receive. We love you, Christine.
It's working out now because we can now take more people.
Right.
So and it just leaves a opportunity for those who want to start getting in. It gives you a better chance now.
Yeah, I gotta get in and tame the sun's wild mane right there.
That thing looks.
Yeah, but we need someone who's got some cosmetology background. You got someone back there in there right now,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
For a couple months at least, right?
Yeah. I got someone there. But yeah, it is. That's like the biggest thing right now. It's just the holidays are coming. We've got gift cards. So if you don't know what you want to get anybody, the person that has everything, you get them a gift card to the shop. There you go.
Heck, I'd take a gift card to Ground Stash
Are you still
just
selling
for the
merch
beard
there?
products, man.
I'm sorry.
Are you still selling Violent Gentlemen there?
We still have some Violent Gentleman stuff. I'm gonna try to get some more stuff in here pretty soon too. Before Christmas.
Now, have you got the Tyson's Rand's Carper CBD gel?
You know what? I'm currently out of that right now.
I know. I was in Temecula and I stopped by on the way in, wanting to buy it. I'm like, nah, but this is good. The other one I bought is great stuff.
Yeah.
but I like the Tyson's Ranch a lot better.
The Tyson's Copper Gel is some good stuff right there. I got a lot of people that like it. So yeah, that's something I want to get more of back in very soon. Anything else, guys? Final thoughts?
Well, I will be in shop tomorrow. I have an appointment for me and the boy,
Oh, cool.
so we'll be in the morning sometime. What do you got going on, Xavier?
The brewery, we'll just keep on going. We have trivia every Wednesday night with the Geek Soup Geek Trivia. And we have Foodie Fridays every other Wednesday. Check the website, ChinoValleyBrewery.com. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, so check those out for upcoming events. There's always something going on. Check us out. Right now, the newest beer is Ichabod's Pumpkin Spice Porter.
Ooh, what's that?
It's porter with pumpkin spice.
Because you know, my white girl's coming out.
Yeah, so I haven't had it yet. It was just released this week. And we also have the return of Mule Car IPA. And you probably will miss this, but we are having an event for Black Friday, which we're probably going to air this before, and I'll just throw it up on the Instagram. We're having a relaxation for all you people who are going out shopping. We're going to have a massage. They're asking for donations if you get a massage there. But it's
Really?
from 3 to 30 to 6 o'clock for massage, and I believe there's going to be food there. I'm not 100% sure on that.
So, anything special with these donations? How do I gotta donate to have a good time?
You're going to get your you're having your massage done in public.
Cochino.
You're
It's
having
foot
your massage.
reflexology, you dirty man.
Some people are into feet.
Now, if you want one of those massages, we'll talk about it after the show.
Whoa.
Is X offering?
Too much info.
No, but I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy.
$20.
What about you, Dan? Man behind the camera.
What am I got going on? I'm on vacation. Softball season just ended. My time is mine.
Finally.
Yeah, I get to get my tires rotated. I get to get a haircut. I get to get fat on Thanksgiving.
Oh, I may be hitting you up on Tuesday. I got to do some recycling at the school.
I'm
Not a
busy.
recycle.
What do you mean?
I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Probably hit Disneyland again a couple times, get some of that Christmas stuff in with the fam. Not much. Like I said, I'm going to be going to Acoustic Christmas before the next episode drops. Going to Acoustic Christmas, taking the daughter. Hey, we're actually going to be going to go see SmackDown
Yeah, WWE Holiday Tour Live, SmackDown.
in Ontario, California.
Citizens Business Bank Arena.
Yeah,
In
so
the hood.
you know how I want to see? Damn it, the man better be there.
Oh, she was supposed to be, but
Oh,
we'll see
dude.
now, man. She's got that concussion.
Yeah, she is the man. She's on fire right now. That redhead
Yeah.
is straight on fire. That's it.
Yeah,
We're heading towards winter break, dude. End of application season is coming too. Damn, I'm gonna get some time back.
Good for
That's
you.
what's up, dude? Finally.
Good for you. Yeah, SmackDown. You know who's coming up at the concert lounge? I want to see Romano's Metalachi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're playing December 21st. So I'm gonna see if I can get some tickets and go check that out.
Thought about going to the Vandals prom too, or the winter formal.
Where's that at?
House of Blues, I think.
Anaheim, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been doing that for the last couple of years there.
They've been doing the winter
This is
formal
like
though
the
for what, like
23rd
20
year.
years?
Yeah,
something.
because
Like
remember we
second
saw it
year.
at the showcase.
We saw the first one.
Mhm.
That was the first one. Wow. Yeah, because that was just after Oi to the World came out, which is by the Vandals, not by No Doubt.
The original.
That I argued with some kid about. And broke his heart.
Man, you got problems breaking kids' hearts.
Somebody's got to do it. They're going to learn it next by somebody in life.
What a pedo. I guess. Whatever. Is that it?
I think that's gonna do it for this time.
Are we done?
We are
Hey, Rick,
done.
we got socials.
We do have socials, and you have the new social.
I have the new social. We can be found at extraordinaryculture.weebly.com, which we'll put up our YouTube episodes so you can kind of see and get news there. Just a place to store them and a place to refer people. Links to all our socials are there, but Rick's going to read them off right now.
Yeah, so if you want to email us, you can email us at exocast@yahoo.com. We're available on Instagram at exoculture. You can find us on Facebook at exocult. We're on Twitter at exocultcast. And you can listen to us on Podomatic, iTunes, Stitcher. We're on YouTube. You can check out Apple Podcasts. You can also just say, play Extraordinary Culture Podcast to your home smart device, and they'll play the latest episode from TuneIn. And that's going to do it for this episode.
Okay, so I kind of wasn't listening. Did we say we're on Google Play too?
Oh, we are on Google
We're on
Play.
Google
That
Play
is the
now,
newest
too.
one.
Yeah.
You have to add that
You
to
were
our
close
list.
enough with the smart device. That pretty
Yeah.
much covered everything.
So I'm going to say goodbye to Facebook Live. Bye.
Bye.
And
So-
thanks for everybody for listening for 1 year.
And here comes the next year. We'll see you guys next time.
Hostility to every living creature, like anti-intellectual commands. Inalienable is not some moving feature. It's foundational bedrock of the land. So it's criminal, antithetical, inimical to enlighten plan. If you seek to make divisible the principle of the profane rights of man. And so returns the bourgeoisie, the bastard child of democracy, morphs into aristocracy.